Breaking news. So you'll have to forgive me because this is going to sound like I'm adding fuel to the fire or beating a dead horse, but I have seen a lot of criticism over the past week about these maps in Call of Duty Modern Warfare Reboot, but not necessarily a lot of direction in terms of how Infinity Ward should proceed. Basically how all of Activision when it comes to Call of Duty should proceed when it comes to these maps, because let's face it, maps make or break the game. If it's never been apparent before, it's extremely apparent now because the guns are amazing in my personal opinion. The guns are absolutely flawless. Well, not flawless. We just haven't found the flaws yet. But I'm not here to talk about the guns. I'm not here to talk about the sounds. I'm really just here to talk about these maps because it is atrocious what has happened to this game. I've never put a Call of Duty down faster than I have put Call of Duty Modern Warfare Reboot down, simply because of the maps and how they operate. Okay? And it goes without saying at this point, these are easily the worst maps at launch for a Call of Duty in Call of Duty history, and there's no debating that. I mean, Ghost was a fucking field day compared to this. So, what is it about these maps? Well, to put it simple, the maps are bad, the maps are too big, there's too much space, too many places to hide, too much clutter and unnecessary stuff on the map. We always say this, and it's like we don't even really process what it is that we're saying because of this. Point blank period, these maps are lazy. They look great, but they're lazy, but not in the traditional sense of the word, but clearly they are stunning, they're breathtaking, they took a lot of time, but outside of that, they're all the same shit. They are all the same shit, except for the cave map, obviously, and Euphrates Bridge, and those 2v2 maps. All the maps are the exact same. They are either a city, a warehouse, or a town. I'm not bullshitting you. I'm actually going to put them up right now for y'all to see. Just so y'all know, I'm not bullshitting you in case y'all were thinking about clicking off this video. I'm not talking crazy right now. They are all the exact same map in a sense. And this isn't going to be a traditional video of mine. I'm not talking about anime, and I'm really not going to have a lot of gameplay because I want y'all to see these maps. The maps that they have given us in Call of Duty Modern Warfare Reboot, and the potential maps that I hope that they bring back in a very soon map pack, because I can only imagine what the devs over at Infinity Ward are looking at when it comes to player base, player retention, and all that shit, because I'm sure Activision is breathing down their neck. This is absurd. If you really think about it, this is absurd. This is the world we're in where they have people who play test the game but are too scared to give their honest opinion because they're afraid of never being invited back out to play test the game ever again. Like, that's truly the world that we're in. Like, the mistakes and the problems that this game has are elementary school level mistakes. What does that mean, Hugo? That means anybody who played the game should have been able to catch that the maps are bad, they're too big, and there's too many hiding spots. Anybody who played the game should have been able to catch that the sound is way too loud, footsteps are way too loud. Anybody who played the game should have realized that the game is more fun with the mini-map. But I'm not here to talk about any of that. I'm literally just here to talk about the maps. So let's get into this mess. People always ask why there are so many buildings and windows on every single map. You are literally fighting in a city or town or a house. There's no creativity to these maps at all, right? You got all of these maps you have that are just buildings everywhere, but you're in a city. Buildings, but you're in a warehouse. Buildings, but you're in a palace. Buildings, but you're in a factory or something like that. You have Ark Love Peak city, well, town, whatever. You got Hackney Yard, warehouse. Grasna Raid, factory. Well, that's more like a city. I'll give it a city. Gunrunner, factory. Piccadilly, city. Ramaza, city. St. Pedro, city. Like, the only ones that aren't cities or any of that matter is Azir Cave and Euphrates Bridge. Honestly, I don't hear enough people talking about Euphrates Bridge. That's honestly my favorite map of Call of Duty Modern Warfare Rebooted. It just is. You could keep Euphrates Bridge, Azir Cave, and Hackney Yard, and probably Gunrunner. You can keep those 4 maps. Everything else has to go. Truthfully, it has to go. I don't play 2v2. I don't play Ground War, but from the map that you did see in Ground War, it's a quarry. It's a big-ass factory warehouse in one. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you about that. Look, This is what Infinity Ward needs to understand. When people talk about give us maps, Modern Warfare 2 this, Modern Warfare 2 that, Black Ops 2 this, Modern Warfare 3 this, Black Ops 1 this. That is the mecca, the golden era of Call of Duty, not just because it was at the height of its career, but because there was such a balance. Let me not use the word balance, because whenever we talk about balance in Call of Duty, y'all developers over at Treyarch and Infinity Ward take that shit. We give y'all an inch and y'all take a fucking mile. No, we're not. Make it fun. Make it fun. Why was Modern Warfare 2 so good even though it had as many problems as it was? It was fun. The maps were fun, but I'm going to get into that later. Listen to this. When we talk about give us maps from Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3, we are referring to the creative aspect of those maps in Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3. Historically, I would argue that big inside maps do not fare as well as big outside maps, okay? Wasteland is the best example I can give you for this. Wasteland is legendary in the Call of Duty community. In the Modern Warfare 2 scene, it's legendary. I think everybody dropped their first nuke on Wasteland, right? Wasteland domination, Wasteland demolition is probably when you dropped your first nuke in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. And actually, put that down in the comment section below. What Call of Duty did you drop your first nuke in? What map was it, right? And if you didn't drop a nuke in Modern Warfare 2 because you didn't come in on Modern Warfare 2, when did you drop your first Moab? When did you drop your first DNA bomb? When did you drop your first chem strike? Put that in the comment section below. I would love to hear those things. My first nuke, honestly, it was out of nowhere. It was on Favela. It was demolition because I love demolition. It was Favela, demolition. I used the TAR 21 silence for cold-blooded, and I was just rocking them. Like, I got to my chopper gunner and I did my thing. But anyway, Wasteland is legendary and it's an example of big outside map versus a big inside map, which is what we get in Call of Duty Modern Warfare Rebooted, which is a lot of big inside maps. Big outside maps fare better, more space to move around, and they have one power position on the map, which is the bunker, which every spawn point has access to. You understand what I'm saying? Every spawn point has access to the bunker. That's the power position everybody has to fight over. Call of Duty used to be about getting straight to the gunfight. Get straight to the gunfight. The maps were simple to allow the players to get straight to the gunfight. Long, drawn-out matches of Call of Duty never were the meta, right? They never were. That's why Team Deathmatch still reigns supreme in terms of player retention, because it's all about getting straight to the killing. There is no objective. You don't need to do anything to win the game. You just have to get straight to the killing. That's it. That's why maps were designed how they were, so that there was no searching for the enemy player. You got straight to the action, and that's all you needed to get to. Wasteland, the bunker was right there. You could, you could circle the map. You run the risk of getting popped in the face by a sniper, but you could circle the map, or you could run straight up the middle with you and two other people, and y'all hold the bunker down for as long as possible, which is what most people tried to do. I dare you to get caught outside when a chopper gunner or an AC-130 was sounded off. Good luck. I think they had like a couple buildings at the back of the map that you could hide in if you really needed to, but that wasn't a power position. You weren't trying to lock nobody down at the back of the map. That was absurd. The only thing really is big outside maps reign supreme over big inside maps. Nobody likes being inside, first of all. Lord. And I'm going to just let y'all know now, I'm going to let these maps run in the background so you all can take a trip down nostalgia lane. And if you are unfortunate as you never have played Modern Warfare 2 during its prime, I really feel bad about you, because it literally made little boys grown men, and it made grown men cry at times and rage. And my blood pressure rose a lot playing that game, but it was always fun no matter what. Perk, balance. Look, I'm going to talk about it later. I'm trying to tell you. But I want you to see what I'm talking about when I say creativity of these maps, right? Y'all see what I'm saying? Like, just take these maps in. I'm going to let these keep running so y'all can keep watching them. But check this out. These are Modern Warfare 2 maps and Modern Warfare 3 maps. But check this out. In Modern Warfare Rebooted, they are just buildings and streets. That's it. There's nothing else to these maps, and I'm trying to tell you guys. I saw a post that was on Twitter and was like, thank God there are no snipers in standard multiplayer map. I hate when I get sniped out of nowhere. But do you want to know why there are no snipers in the standard multiplayer? Because there is no space to snipe in the standard multiplayer. You barely get kills as it is. I feel like I die so frequently, but then I look at the scoreboard after the time limit has reached its limit, and I see that nobody's over 20 kills, but everyone has 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 deaths. I feel like maps have been a constant problem within the Call of Duty community after Black Ops 2, right? What game came after Black Ops 2? Black Ops, that would have been Infinity Ward. It would have been Infinity Ward, right? So that was it Ghost after Black Ops 2? I think it was. I think Ghost was the last boots on the ground that we had. Then it went. I don't know what happened after Ghost, but yeah, Ghost came after that. Yeah. That's when we really started underappreciating what we had before. But we thought it was just a one-off thing. Ghost was just that black sheep of the Call of Duty community. But then we just kept getting it year after year after year after year. For some reason, they in the matter of 1 year, no studio, it's like they just lost everything. It reminded me in the movie Space Jam when the Monstars siphoned off all of the NBA players, all of like Charles Barkley and everybody's talent. It just drained it right out of them. And they were a shell. They were a shell of their former selves. They had nothing to their name. Someone just robbed them of everything in an instant. Like, that's how it feels. Because after Black Ops 2, Ghost, Infinite Warfare, Advanced Warfare, you could argue Black Ops 3 was, decent, but Black Ops 3, Black Ops 4, Modern Warfare rebooted, nothing. Nothing was ever the same after that. And I don't, for the life of me, I don't know why. Yo, I know, like, I'm new to this YouTube thing, and I'm new in the scene, and Call of Duty is my main game that I post on this channel while I talk about my anime and stuff like that. But I'm going to tell y'all right now, when it comes to how I got introduced into the Call of Duty community, I did not come into Call of Duty at World at War. All right? I didn't. I mean, you don't have to be old to be into those games, but I personally did not come into it. Right? I did not come into Call of Duty at Call of Duty 4. And that right there alone should tell you how old I am, because I'm referring to Call of Duty Modern Warfare as Call of Duty 4, because most people don't know. It was always Call of Duty 4 when I was growing up. It was never, no one ever said Call of Duty Modern Warfare. No, it was, hey, you about to go play Call of Duty 4? Yeah, let's go play Call of Duty 4. It's just how it was. You know what I mean? I came into Call of Duty at Modern Warfare. I'm sorry. I came into Call of Duty at Modern Warfare 2. But not at launch. Oh, no. I got the game at Christmas. I got Modern Warfare 2 at Christmas, ladies and gentlemen. But to make matters worse, I got Xbox Live in February. Okay? I had no idea what Xbox Live was until one of my friends in one of my classes asked me for my gamer tag, and I had to ask him what a gamer tag was. I had no idea what a gamer tag was. And he told me, and then I went home and asked my mom, and she bought me like a week or like a month pass, something like that. I believe it was like a month pass. Anyway, she bought it for me. The next thing you know, I am literally dropped into hell on earth in Modern Warfare 2. I was dropped straight into the fray. No questions, no tutorial, no nothing. I'm just having basic class setups, and I am just out there getting slayed left and fucking right. Because not only am I getting slayed by the people who had the game at launch, I'm getting slayed by the Christmas noobs. But honestly, to this day, Modern Warfare 2 is still the game that I have the most time logged in on. And to be honest with you, when I was making this video just now, I had something come across my mind, and I really want people to understand this. Check this out. I remember this quote from The Incredibles, right? I know. Just stay with me. What was his name? I forgot the man's name, right? The villain, right? The Incredible Boy, whatever he was. You remember he was like, if everyone is super, then no one is, right? Everything in Modern Warfare 2 was overpowered. Keep that in mind. Everything in Modern Warfare 2 was overpowered. And because of that, everything had a relative, unintentional balance. The only perk that I would really say needed to be taken out of Modern Warfare 2 or nerfed was Danger Close. If that perk was nerfed, there would be no discussion. Modern Warfare 2 would be the best game in Modern Warfare series history. Okay? The reason, and I'm going to close this video out. The reason, because I've honestly said everything I needed to say. Y'all see the pictures of the maps of Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3. I might say a little bit something afterwards, but check this out. Let me go on this little tangent real quick. The maps for Modern Warfare 2 and to a large degree Modern Warfare 3 allowed look, the devs that created Modern Warfare Rebooted said, oh, they want something inclusive for all playstyles. That was Modern Warfare 2. People complained about the campers all the time in Modern Warfare 2. But do you know what they also complained about? The rushers. Do you know what they also complained about other than the campers and the rushers? The snipers. Do you know what they also complained about other than the campers and the rushers and the snipers? The noob-tubers. I don't know why I included noob-tubers in this, but they were there as well. I have to include them because they're their own subgenre. Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3 was the balance that you all at Infinity Ward are trying to say that Modern Warfare Rebooted has. But nobody wants to say that. Nobody wants to say that Modern Warfare 2 was the perfect balance. This is what I'm about to tell you right now. Activision in Infinity Ward is not stupid. There is a reason why they will not give us a Modern Warfare 2 Rebooted. They understand that the minute that they give us a Modern Warfare 2 Rebooted for the PS4 or the PS5 is the year that they truly lose out on the rest of the Call of Duty franchise in terms of what they have in store for the next 5 years. If they drop Modern Warfare 2 Rebooted for next year, well, they can't do it next year because it's not Infinity Ward's turn. It would have to be, 2-3 years? So in the next 3 years, if they give us Modern Warfare 2 Rebooted, they know exactly what's going to happen. The next 5 years after they drop Modern Warfare 2 Rebooted, it's a wrap. There will be more traffic to Modern Warfare 2 Rebooted if and only if they do it how they did for Modern Warfare Remastered. If they do it exactly like that, give us the exact game just remastered, it's a wrap. I promise you. Yes, Modern Warfare 2 Rebooted would Modern Warfare 2 Remastered would make a lot of money, and they understand that. But they also understand that the money will not be there for future new Call of Duties. Because the minute we see something we don't like at a new Call of Duty, fuck this shit, y'all. I'm just going to go back to Modern Warfare 2. Because we already do that now with Modern Warfare Remastered. We do that with just any. Like, I bought Ghost for $20 at Walmart a few months back. And I hopped on, and I could still find lobbies. People still go back to these old Call of Duties and play. They just do. World at War, Black Ops 3, Black Ops 4. We still go back to these games even to this day. Do you think that arguably the most fan favorite Modern Warfare 2 game is not going to have such a large player base? You would be absolutely foolish to think that Activision and Infinity Ward don't realize that. You just would. There's a reason they won't give it to us. Like I was stating earlier, there is an unintentional balance to everything in Modern Warfare 2. The maps were just fun. You had a balance between buildings and open space, which is what a lot of Call of Duties after that are missing. It's just buildings in Modern Warfare Rebooted. Buildings everywhere. Euphrates Bridge is probably the only map with greenery. Then you have the cave map with just dirt and dust. Everything was overpowered in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. And because everything was overpowered, nothing was overpowered. You know how in Black Ops 4 and all these other Call of Duties, the guns, the DLC weapons are just, they reign supreme in all these newer Call of Duties, right? Why is that? It's because they work so hard on balancing the core guns that they give us at launch that they don't work to factor in the DLC weapons after that they're added in. There is not one DLC weapon that I know of that would survive Modern Warfare 2. It would just be a regular gun in Modern Warfare 2. Any gun you think is overpowered that you're thinking of right now would just be a regular-ass gun in Modern Warfare 2. I could use the F2000 and drop a nuke in Modern Warfare 2. As long as I had stopping power, ninja, and scavenger, I'm dropping a nuke with any gun in Modern Warfare 2. I could drop a nuke with Rafficas, with G18s, with the F2000, which is probably the worst assault rifle in that game. What's another really bad gun? Nothing. Nothing. At all. I'm trying to tell you, look, there's a reason they're not giving us Modern Warfare 2 Remastered. There is a reason, and they understand that they will not sell other Call of Duties after Modern Warfare 2 Remastered releases. Not for real. They will, but player retention is always going to be at Modern Warfare 2 Remastered if they drop it, but they probably won't. They will have to run separate esport tournaments for it because it will have the player count to warrant a esports tournament. It just would. You can't tell me it wouldn't. Noobs aren't gonna play that shit because they're not ready. They're not ready to handle a Modern Warfare 2 lobby. I'm trying to tell you that right now. Okay? These maps are just absolutely legendary, and people, it's like they don't look at the maps and realize what they're doing and what they're not doing. You have Terminal, which is an airport. You have Afghan, which is a desert. You have Derail, which is a what is this thing? A frosted over train track timber mill place. I don't even know. A state is amazing. And I'm thinking from a demolition standpoint, because I always play demolition. I was ranked in the 200s back in Modern Warfare 2 for demolition. KD wasn't the best because it was my first Call of Duty that I got introduced to, but I had easily dozens of days logged in. Like towards the end of it, I was actually really good. And I remember playing Modern Warfare 2 well into other Call of Duty life cycles. Favela. Okay, it's not everyone's favorite maps. Why? Because there is a lot of buildings, a lot of roof access. But again, Favela is just a big 3-lane map. You generally know where everybody's gonna flow. High Rise, again, High Rise. Where are the power points on High Rise? It's literally where the helicopter is, right on the launch pad. That's the power position. Call of Duty Modern Warfare Rebooted, you have like 20 power positions. Why is there you can't have 5 or 6 power positions, because that defeats the purpose of a fucking power position. You're supposed to fight over the power position. The power position on High Rise was the launch pad. The power position on Wasteland was the bunker. The power position on Estate was the estate itself. You have these power positions, and there can really only be one, right? The games used to be straight to the fight. You don't have that anymore. I don't see why they're trying to change that. There's a reason we don't play Battlefield. Like, come on now, there's a reason for it. Invasion. Honestly, when I was making this video, and getting all these screenshots, I completely forgot about Invasion. It's just not one of the maps that I like, probably because there's a lot of fucking buildings. But it still does it better. If there is a building map, I feel the building map should be 3 lanes. That's just my personal opinion. Karachi is another one. A lot of buildings. I didn't particularly like it. I blocked it from my memory. Quarry. I personally loved Quarry. Look, I could go through all of these. Rundown. 3-lane map, okay? Yes, it had a lot of buildings, but this is the thing about Modern Warfare 2. If Modern Warfare 2 had buildings, the buildings really didn't serve much of a purpose outside of being a spawn point. A lot of these things are just spawn points. High Rise, the 2 buildings at each end of the map are just spawn points. Yeah, you could technically get spawn trapped there if you're playing an objective-based game mode, but if you're not, then the spawns are just going to flip back and forth. You see what I'm saying? Rundown, the building served as a spawn point. Scrapyard is another GOAT, okay? Buildings, literally, the buildings are at each end of the map and then open space in between. Infinity Ward, I don't see how y'all bring back original people from the Modern Warfare 2 days, from the Respawn Entertainment, and y'all still end up fucking this shit up and giving us these trash-ass maps. Look, I put these all in a nice PowerPoint presentation so you all could take notes. So please, for the life of us, look at Submarine. Mike, I forgot about Sub Base. Add a Marine base with submarines. Look, there's so much creativity that you get from Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3. I didn't even get a chance to go into the Modern Warfare 3 maps, but I'm not going to make this any longer than what it needs to be. I just want you all to know and have a visual representation, because a lot of the times, we need to be shown what it is that we have to do, right? This isn't just you. This is a people thing, right? You have a lot of people who say, I'm a visual person. So this is me giving you a visual of what it is that we are fucking talking about. Not just the same recycled map of Terminal that you give us every goddamn year. You gave us High Rise 1 year as well. You've given us Terminal every single year. And did y'all give us, I could be wrong. I think y'all gave us Scrapyard at 1 year too. But I could be wrong. But I think you have only given us those 3 maps. Look, you don't have to give us those 3 maps ever again. You can, but I really don't want those 3 maps ever again. Unless you're just going to give us all of the maps at one time. You see what I'm saying? Give us Rundown. Give us Estate. Oh my God, please bring back Estate. Did y'all bring back Estate? I don't know if y'all bring back. I don't buy map packs in Call of Duty, right? I probably should, but not really my thing. But look, that is all I have for y'all today. If you're new, I know this is a Call of Duty video, but if you're new, go plus ultra and smash the subscribe button. It lets me know that you're rocking with the content that I put out here on this channel. I'm going to get back to the anime reviews this weekend, but I had to get this out. Like, Call of Duty is really the game that I played the most on this channel, right? I expand out to other things. I played Wizard 101. I played Dauntless. I might get back into Monster Hunters. I'm so far behind in Monster Hunters, but Call of Duty is my bread and butter when it comes to this channel. I've never claimed to be the best player. I know I dabble around 30 kills. My KD floats between a 1.5 and a 1.68. Like, I'm not anything special in the game, but I still love the game and love to enjoy it. That's my first game that I really rock with. That and like Need for Speed. But come on, dog. Like, I'm just really disappointed. When you have so many people speaking out about the maps, it's just like, wow, like, damn. They focus all their energy on everything but these goddamn maps. You can always go back and rebalance the goddamn gun. You can. Just go back and rebalance it. Y'all do it all the time. Black Ops 4 did so many changes in rebalancing to every gun. It's like, I feel like it's easy. It's probably not easy, but damn, they did it so many times, you would think it would be easy. But you can't go back and just make changes to a map. That's why I feel like y'all should take more time with the maps and be more creative with the damn maps. These, I'll say it again, these are all city, warehouses, and factories. Minus 2 maps, and then the 2 for, minus 4 maps. The 2 for 2v2, and Euphrates Bridge, and the cave map. That's it. Come on. Look, alright, that's it. I'm done. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all that fancy stuff. And like always, keep it safe and wrap it tight. I'm out.
Personal radar destroyed. Setting Claymore. Sentry gun ready to deploy. Enemy care package inbound. You're almost in the lead. Fight harder. Enemy counter UAV online. Enemy UAV overhead. Enemy care package inbound. Enemy UAV overhead. Getting Claymore.
control. Good copy. UAV beginning flyover.
Active. Enemy UAV overhead.
Setting Claymore!
Is outstanding. Returning to
Enemy care package inbound.
Setting Claymore!
Radar online. Enemy care package inbound.
Setting Claymore!
Enemy overhead. Enemy sentry gun active. Took a beating today. Not going to take it lying down.